Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back.
In stereo.
In stereo as usual.
We're available.
So, I have one of my favorite people on the show today. In fact, three of my favorite people on the show today. And, of course,
I've got all of my favorite people on the show today.
Well, I wasn't so sure about you, Chris. But
You're iffy.
Shannon Register I've known for probably about 4 or 5 years. She has Register Realty Advisors. Did I get that correct?
Register Real Estate Advisors. RREA.
Okay, very good. And, Shannon started off in a really big way is that she not only started a real estate company, she started a kind of a media company at the same time, which made a really interesting twist on opening business. So talk a little bit, how did you decide to, first of all, get into real estate? What were you thinking? And then second
What's wrong with you?
I wake up asking myself that question.
I mean, there's several days a week that happens, I'm sure. But not only that, how to add that piece of media piece, because you've got a green room in your office, and you've got a full radio station in your office, and that's very
And we would be
impressive.
remiss not to mention Matt being in the room with us. By
Oh,
the
okay,
way.
so we'll have to talk about
My
Matt,
producer.
too.
my
Your
husband.
producer, your husband, the be all.
Nepotism is not dead. That is her husband.
It's interesting because I actually started my company in the middle of the downturn. So people kind of think that was crazy. But what we saw was a need for marketing the listings when people wanted to sell their homes. That I felt like they weren't being showcased in a way that was following they were following traditional marketing. And I saw this non-traditional approach, which was take advantage of the video, take advantage of the blogging, take advantage of professional photography. And so that's why we decided to open our own brokerage, because we couldn't find a model that would allow us come in with a production studio and a media company. We looked at a lot of models and they're not out there. And so we decided we have to do this on our own. We'll start as a small business and independent brokerage. And this is the model, the path that we're going to take. And so that's what we did. We felt like there was a need for this for sellers. And, now that the market's turned around, they don't need it as much. But the thing is that people are shopping for houses at 3 a.m. So you've got to be the real estate company that they find online at 3 a.m. And so that's why we've put in, just hundreds and hundreds of videos of not only listings, but of neighborhoods and just all kinds of information about real estate.
Well, I've seen your production quality. It's outstanding. It's very professional, and I can see why your agent would benefit by utilizing that. It's, I always compliment people when they do a great job.
I feel like if our job is to educate the consumer, and the consumers have proven to us that they want to be educated. They want to know what they're doing. They want everything in the transaction to be transparent. They don't want a realtor who's just taking care of everything behind the scenes. They want it to be transparent. And with video, you can do that. With education, you can do that.
And Cindy can attest to this because we've been talking at HAR for a long time, is that get out there, get video, do this video, do the video. We've been saying it probably since 04, 05.
Absolutely, and I have to commend Shannon because, she's stepping out there and doing it. The consumer wants to see video, and so many of us are afraid to get on to do that video.
Well, it's a little intimidating.
Well, the difference, it's funny because my husband and I talk about that. It's hard to even get our agents to do it. It's hard to get agents to do it. But the biggest thing between the agents who care most about how they look and versus someone who really wants to get the word out there about what's going on with real estate is 2,000 videos. I mean, that's the difference.
That is true.
You can't be so worried about yourself. You've got to be more worried about that consumer that's trying to find something online.
Yeah, and they want that information. They want to be able to get it via video because that's, I think people will read for about 5 to 10 seconds. It's probably all you're going to get.
You can catch them a little longer with a video.
You can catch them a little bit longer with a video, but not. How long can you do a video and still keep their attention?
15 seconds, you've either hooked them or you haven't.
Oh, wow, 15 seconds.
But, the other thing that's going on here in the real estate market is we are a huge international community. And so a lot of times you have individuals that are not necessarily here in town when they're looking for real estate. And so them not being here, what's the next best thing that they can do? Video. It's, we see people all the time. In fact, I get phone calls all the time, individuals saying, hey, I'm calling you from Dubai, I'm calling you from Mexico, I'm calling you from Brazil, and I saw this video, and here's the home I'm interested in. However, I need to find out about something else.
That's one of the reasons I love the drones, because you can get the whole neighborhood perspective with it and getting those drive-through videos of the neighborhood, the community.
There's a lot of controversy going on about drones right now, the FHA.
We'll talk about that.
So if FAA, you're listening, we're not really using
drones. No.
She's making it all up.
Shannon, wouldn't you agree that there is no bad video? I mean, the consumer wants real. They don't want, reality TV. They want to see the home the way the home is.
They do. They really do. The biggest thing that I see in video that needs to be improved is really what you're communicating. You want to make sure that you don't sound like you're in a well, and just investing in a good mic will keep that from happening. So yeah, again, some lights do a huge benefit to a house, but you don't have to have that. As long as you have good audio or something in the background for them to listen to, they want to see what's showcased in that house because. And the thing is, once they pick that house and they want to buy it, they're going to watch that video over and over just because they're trying to figure out where to place their furniture and their Christmas tree.
Absolutely.
Well, these days with technology and everything else, I mean, like light kits and all that sort of thing. I mean, even if you decide to go down that road, they've gotten so much more affordable. We have a full studio in our company, Improve My Credit USA, shameless plug. And we do tons of video work and all that sort of thing, the light kits and the whole shebang, But for the individual that is afraid to do that, we are huge advocates here on this show of hiring professionals. For we're in an era where cell phone technology is great, and getting better and all this sort of thing for cameras, but that doesn't mean you know how to frame a shot. I mean,
edit the footage.
Oh my gosh, there's. I've seen still in this day and age, I still see photos that you're like, for the love of God, did you put that on anywhere for somebody to see? What were you thinking?
Every realtor out there is the CEO of their own company, their own personal brand, and you can damage that very badly. You want good quality video, and that's why we decided to bring it in-house so that our agents have access to it. Yeah. And we know when it goes out the door, we are guaranteed it's good quality video.
Yeah.
Now, RREA Media, though, you do this for other companies, other individuals?
We do it for other companies. We do it for small businesses, politicians. Lots of other companies out there use us. We do not do it for competitors, so we don't do it for other realtors. You got to join us if you want to use it, right?
That sounds great. And one of the things people are going to be able to experience is what this is like because we have it recording right now, actually.
That's right. We'll have an example online.
We'll have an example online from the Real Estate Rat Pack and RREA Media.
So, and we don't mind plugging other people's things because you also do a radio show, and I think it airs on Sunday. If I'm
on
right
Sundays at 11 o'clock.
Yep.
And tell me the name of this.
Houston Real Estate Radio.
And it goes over 7.
It's News Radio 740 KTRH every Sunday, and we do video recorded as well and put it out on the internet as well.
And also, you take that remotely. A lot of times, you'll be at an event like at the
we go to all the home shows,
the home show, and you'll see Shannon out there trying to get people to stop. Hey, come over here,
Well, consumers love it because they'll stop by and ask questions. It's kind of like being in your neighborhood when you're walking around the neighborhood. People always want to know, what's the price per square footage right now? Should I list my house right now? It's the same thing when you're at the home show.
Of course, you always answer, are you interested in selling your home?
Today's the day.
I was coached one time and said, most people, when they say, how's the real estate market? You go, oh, it's great. That's not what you're supposed to answer. We're supposed to answer with, are you interested in buying or selling?
Or inventory so low, we need to sell your house today.
Yeah, this is we're going to give a chance to all of you to beg and plead for listings because, especially in the Woodlands, and all three are from the Woodlands today, and you're still low on inventory up in that area.
Absolutely.
So I think it's hovering around a little bit around 2 or maybe a little less than 2 months.
A little less than 2%.
We're hoping spring's going to make a big difference.
The city spring or spring, the time spring?
The time spring. We're hoping in spring all these sellers that have been holding on to their houses that have been waiting for prices to go up, we're hoping they'll realize they need to do this.
Yeah. Well, I think that's been the biggest concern, though, is that people don't want to list their houses. Where am I going to go?
Yeah, well, that is a big problem. And one of the things we've done to kind of try to alleviate that problem is we realize you're not going to find the perfect house at the perfect price point right now because inventory is so low. So we've partnered with some remodeling companies so that you can find a house that's real close to perfect, and then the remodeling company can come in and remodel it for you. And it's a great thing for the Woodlands because so much of the Woodlands was built in the late 70s, early 80s. A lot of those houses need to be renovated.
Yes, they do. They're definitely a time to update a little bit.
Right. No, I would absolutely agree. And everything that's going on up there, I mean, every time I go up there right now, you've got the big mix mash going on in reference to the Grand Parkway coming across. You have everything going on in reference to all those buildings. You have that new building from SWC, I think, that's already up right there. And then obviously everything going on with ExxonMobil. I mean, that's new Anadarko building. So that's one of the things is people, here all the time is concerned is I want to list my home, but I don't know where to go. And so that's a great alternative is there all are alternatives to move to. And there's also a lot of alternatives to move to up in that area. Yeah. Not necessarily in the wood. You've got Spring. You've got all the thing over to Wood Forest, as you mentioned, up further north right there, up in the Conroe area, some new developments going on.
Johnson Development.
Yeah, we had Johnson Development on
Yeah.
the show about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Doug Goff was on and talking about they bought that big track that's going to be really nice up there. And of course, Chris, you and I went up for that event, that skating event, where we tried that food for the first time. Saw where 99's coming in to that area, so that's going to alleviate some of the traffic problems, but it's also going to bring more people.
Absolutely.
Because they'll say, "Oh, I have access now because I can use 99."
Traffic in Houston, I don't think we have an issue with that yet, do we?
Yeah, no.
What are you talking about?
I was out at midnight last night. There was traffic.
Yes.
So,
It's
it also
all over
is
the
the season.
place.
There's a lot of events going on in the evening, things like that. So I'm sure that had some bearing on it. But it's infrastructure, a big issue. And I've talked to someone yesterday from Austin, and he said we're landlocked. We have no infrastructure. We have nothing in the planning stages.
Well, that's one of the interesting things with home builders right now is you see home builders like, for example, Grandview. They're doing away with their custom builds because they know that they have to start streamlining everything, and there aren't the lots out there to build on, and so they're able to just pull into communities and focus there. And then you've got your labor and material issues going on with building too. So they're trying to streamline it and keep it
Concrete's
all
hard
in
to
the
get,
neighborhood.
and it's gotten very expensive too.
So you know somebody who wants a custom build, they're kind of out there going, okay, I've got to buy a production home and just make changes to it.
We had a builder on last week. I was actually out, but DH Homes that is doing custom build at a really good price point. But that's a rarity.
It is rare. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's doing more in the Kingwood area and then Tomball, I think it was.
Oh, in the Humble area, correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but it's again, I think they're going to start catching up with it. I think that's what's helping on the resale side because people are saying, "Oh, I do have a place to go," and you go back, you dial back 2 years, there was no place to go.
Yeah,
it's like we're not selling.
Right, and now we're actually starting to see it out there, which is always a good thing. Shannon, we're coming up against a break as usual. How can we reach you?
You can go to my website at rrea.com.
rrea.com. That is Shannon Register with Register Real Estate Advisors.
You
Rob.
got to remember the real estate part. That's very important.
She deals in realty. That is correct. And you can also look up RREA Media, by the way. And let me tell you, one of the things you can be able to experience is that meet aspect going on today. They're actually out here doing us a great thing and filming everything that's going on right here in the studio.
Now they have evidence.
Now they have evidence. There's no
now.
way we can hide anything right there. Exactly. At times we try to hide a little bit right there. But also, if you're looking for a really good real estate agent and a really good real estate agency, Real Estate Advisors is up there. Shannon Real Estate. Register Real Estate Advisors up there.
And
I know. I'm looking at Shannon and making all those changes right there. So, definitely. So get up there and like I said, it's a hot market and it's always good to know great people. And I know all of our listeners appreciate that. Kathy, I know you're calling in with a question. Stay tuned. We're coming up against a break, but we'll get back with you as soon as we get back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.